I have no idea what I want to talk about today. Hey, sunflowers and squares. Welcome back to BPD Squared, where we discuss mental health from a black girl's perspective. My name is Brenda, and I have no idea what I'm here doing. I have been struggling pretty much all day to make a cohesive video that I actually like, that makes sense, and that I actually want to sit down and edit. And right now, I don't think I'm there. What's definitely been put into perspective for me is the fact that being diagnosed with BPD it makes me very, very aware of how fast my brain can work at one given point in time. And if I am not quick enough to catch it, all my great ideas fly out of the window. So I'm trying to capitalize on the ideas that I actually have, that I did actually write down, and trying to put them into video format, as to which I think I'm actively failing. But I refuse to give up. I actually did a twist out. I put on makeup. I adorned the earrings that my very good friend Ray made and sent to me. And I actually found a way to squeeze into this shirt. So I'm making a damn video. By the way, if you are new to this channel, thanks so much for stopping by to watch the video, and welcome. On this channel, again, I talk about my personal experiences with mental illness as well as my perspective on what's been going on in the world. So if you like this content, please make sure that you click the like button, leave a comment down below if you got something to say, and subscribe if you want to keep up with all the new shenanigans that might be going on this channel. There was a lot of at that point. So if you do not know, I have been diagnosed with bipolar disorder type 2 as well as borderline personality disorder. And ever since then, I have learned some very valuable lessons about myself as well as the world around me and how to go about my life dealing with this disorder. To tell you the honest truth, life has become extremely interesting because it feels like my entire focus has been fix your brain. Like, it just seems like the only thing I can actively get myself to do right now is try to figure out how I'm not messed up. But all jokes aside, I have honestly learned some very serious things about myself and what it means to actively live with a mental illness and how to kind of progress in this world. Being diagnosed has actually helped me in so many ways, and dealing with a mental illness has helped me understand myself so much better. Like, a lot of the things that I was confused on beforehand, it made sense now because I'm like, oh, well, that explains the weirdness that I went through when I was 14. That explains why I don't really remember my 10th grade year. That explains why I can never decide whether or not I want to keep my hair or just shave all this shit off. So since I'm lacking actual direction, and this is your fair warning in this video, I'm just going to kind of talk to you guys about what having BPD and bipolar disorder has taught me so far. I am not very self-disciplined. I learned that having a routine in my life is the most beneficial thing that I can ever implement. I am not very good at taking my own advice. I'm not very good at following through with my own plans. I have bought planners. I've bought journals. I have calendars. I'm even planning on getting a whiteboard because I need things that are going to keep me on track. Ever since I lost my job, I feel like my life is just kind of up in the air and whatever happens, happens. But I also know that for a person that suffers with depression and jumbled emotions, I can't just leave things up to chance. I have to have a direction in which I'm going. So ever since I drove that car off the path, I'm just kind of wandering through the woods trying to figure out if I'm going to hit a tree or not. But I definitely learned that I need something that's going to keep me on track. So one of the things, again, like I said, I'm going to invest in is getting a whiteboard so that I'm able to see the things that I need to do every single day and the plans that I have for myself. Daily reminders, just tasks, to-dos, things like that. Because with the fact that you live with so much emotional baggage in your head, trying to organize all of that as well as realizing that you have to organize your home, organize your life, organize everything else, it becomes very difficult, if not damn near impossible. So I definitely need something that's going to say, you need to do this. Faux show. Today. Right now. It definitely taught me how to look out for myself a whole lot better. Learning how to deal with this mental illness meant that I had to learn how to deal with myself. So paying attention to the changes that my body was going through while on medication and after therapy and psychiatry and all those other things taught me so much about what I need and what I don't need in my life and in my own physical space. It taught me a lot about how to deal on your own, especially in this day and age. Like, we have social media that helps us gravitate towards communities and other people that are experiencing the same things that we're experiencing, and we can share our lives together. But a lot of times, even though we put our business out there on the interwebs, doesn't necessarily mean that we aren't still suffering alone. So one of the things that I learned with that is how to be with myself. And again, I know I live in a home with my husband and two dogs, so I'm hardly ever alone. But when he's away at work and I'm left with my own thoughts, I end up having to find ways to be productive, entertaining myself, and just doing things that aren't going to require other people's assistance, basically. Especially before this quarantine happened, I was able to contact friends and go hang out with either my brother or my best friend, or go down and, walk around the stores or whatever the case may be. But now I really have to work harder to find stuff to focus on, meaning this is the time that I need to be working on these YouTube videos. That's a note to myself. Let's shade myself. Anyway, this is definitely the time to sit down and really get to work on things that I really am trying to get going and really am passionate about. Working on my blog and working on building my social media presence and making art. This ain't art. It also taught me how to respect myself more and how to recognize the things that I'm willing to deal with and not willing to deal with. Basically, it made me realize my own energy projection and my own energy intake. So if I'm not willing to take on anybody else's energy at that point in time, I'm willing to accept that, and I'm noticing it a lot easier now. So say that I have friends that are like, hey, I want to go hang out, or they want to talk on the phone, or they want to do this, they want to do that. I'm more in tune with my feelings now to where I can say, hey, I don't have the energy to spare to do this right now. I'll just send them a text or whatever and just be like, hey, I'm not feeling it right now. I'll hit you back when I can. And I do need to get better at actually hitting people back, but sometimes, you just need that time to reset yourself and get yourself ready to deal with other people. And it's nothing against them or nothing against what they're, about or anything. It's just self-care is just as important as taking care of your friends and everything. I started seeing people in different lights after I was diagnosed. I felt like having the things that I was going through and expecting people to be patient with me forced me to also be patient with others. I realized quickly, of course, I'm not the only one that's suffering. And I don't think I've ever put myself in that selfish of a position. However, I was made way more aware that I'm not the only one that may be suffering here. And even though I'm the one that has a diagnosis and actively going through it, doesn't mean that I'm the only one that struggles. So knowing that I had a diagnosis under my belt and dealing with the problems that I had made me be more in tune with other people and be more aware of when they may be struggling or needing advice or a shoulder to lean on and things like that. So it kind of just helped me be more understanding and more patient, to say the least. So those are a few things that I learned from being diagnosed with BPD and bipolar disorder so far. I know this video was kind of all over the place, at least in my opinion. It was kind of all over the place because, again, I've been trying to record a video all day and I had no idea where I was going to go with any of it. As a matter of fact, I just finished recording a video, but I don't know how I feel about it until I edit it, so we'll see where that goes. But otherwise, as always, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you did. Ring the bell to be notified. I don't even know if that matters for me right now since I'm such a small YouTuber, but do it anyway. Also, make sure to follow me on social media, on Instagram and on Twitter. Make sure you go to BPDsquared.com and you are becoming a sunflower and becoming a part of the blog so that you can keep up with what's been going on in there, as well as join the forum discussion to either, add your opinion to something that's already been talked about or to start your own discussions on things that concern you. So with all that being said, again, thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Hope you guys enjoy, and I hope you guys are staying safe and staying home as much as possible. I understand it's freaking boring and it's freaking annoying, but you gotta do what you gotta do. But as always, stay square, sunflowers, and I love you guys so much. Mwah.